September 27th, 2015. Undead from Cleveland, you're listening to Video Game News Radio with your host, Kevin Baird.
Brian Baird.
Don Anderson.
Jedi Hillis.
And Larry Mack.
So we got Jedi with us again. Welcome back, Jedi.
Yeah. Hello. You guys can see me this time.
Yeah, that's good.
Hopefully you can hear me.
You look the same. You're in the same room, though. You got the bed in the background with the door. No, I don't know.
I remember the last bedroom I slept in without a bed. So it's probably going to be in the background every time.
You didn't have a bed. What the hell were you with?
You said you're in the same room. You got the bed in the background. I'm like, yeah. Because beds are always in bedrooms. I don't know how they couldn't be.
Well, not if you're Baird.
Yeah, they could be anywhere.
I've heard the closet stories. Yeah, no, I don't think you've actually
amazing.
This particular room because I moved to a different room like a month ago. But I'm in the same house. So I have all my hair. None of it's gray. So I'm thankful for that. Glad to be back.
Okay. I gotta fix all these.
That's the end. See you later.
Bye.
What? It's already over?
Yeah. Again.
Hold on, sorry. I'm trying to get like all you guys in the thing, but here we go. But because there's an extra person, I got an extra person on the camera thing with the names.
Oh yeah.
Just get you no names. I'll just put the pictures on there. Okay. Let's move ahead to our top 20 titles of the week drinking game. So if you've never heard the show before, welcome. And the way this works is we're going to list off the top 20 titles according to Amazon this week. And if it's not a video game, you have to drink. Does not have to be liquor. We don't want to promote liquor to little kids. But you can drink Kool-Aid.
Yeah, we do.
Put extra sugar in it. Put some Mad Dog in there by accident like Brian did the one time.
Oh, God, that was awesome.
And, you know, you can get pretty wired on Kool-Aid when you're a kid, you know? You get all that sugar in your system, you're like,
Make a red pop.
Imagine if you were an adult and that worked on you, you know?
That'd be awesome.
You just drank like a bunch of sugar, and all of a sudden you're just like raging, you know? You're just like, ah! Running around your house, putting on a cape, jumping off the furniture. No? All right.
Dude, I'm not jumping onto my furniture to jump off of it. It'll just be like, crunch!
Somehow it always results in wearing a cape at the end of it.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, you got your underoos on, you know?
Yeah.
Just...
Towel wrapped around your neck like a cape.
Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Exactly. It's toothpicks in your mouth as vampire teeth. Number 20, the Wii AV cable for the Nintendo Wii. Not a game.
Not a game.
Everybody drink. We're just going to do this thing again where I'm not really going to tell you what these things are. Number 19 is the Warner Home Video Games Lego Dimensions something. It's not a game. Everybody drink.
Drink.
Like action figures. I was going to say action figures. From now on, I'm not even going to tell you what it is. Number 18, action figures. Everybody drink.
Drink. Dude, that kind of just takes away from the drinking game, the purpose, doesn't it? I mean, people are supposed to guess. You're taking the power out of
the whole name doesn't even.
You're taking the power out of the people's hands, sir.
You can't even figure it out because I can't say the whole name. It says Doctor Who's Cyberman Fun Pack Lego Dime.
All right.
Is that a game?
I don't know.
It's not. It's an action figure.
Again.
Number 17. Warner Home Video Games Lego Diamonds. Anyone?
I'm going to drink.
Drink. It's Homer Simpson action figure, not a game. Number 16, generic battery pack cover for Xbox 360.
I'm drinking again.
Drink.
Nothing.
Not a game. It's up 58% this week, though. A lot of people needed that extra battery pack cover for some reason. Number 15, up 59% this week is the Warner Home Video Games Lego Diamonds. Not a game.
Not a game.
Number 14, up 60% this week, is EA Sports FIFA 16 for the PlayStation 4.
It sounds like a game.
That's a game. No drinking necessary. Number 13, Lego Dimensions Starter Pack for PlayStation 4.
4 blocks and a little tile to beat the roof. Like there, you
It
figured
looks
out.
like Batman and other stuff, but it comes with the game, so that counts as the game. Number 12, up 64% this week, is Back to the Future Level Pack Lego. Not a game.
Drink.
Number 11, L.A. Noire Complete Edition for Windows.
Jesus, I don't think they're going to make any other ones.
Debatable.
Number 10, up 69% this week, Scooby-Doo Teen Pack Lego Dimensions.
Nice.
Not a game.
Drink.
It does come with a Mystery Machine toy, though. That's kind of cool.
That's kind of cool.
Number 9, up 75% this week, NBA 2K16, 75,000 VC for the Xbox One. I believe those are coins that you can spend on stuff, so that's not a game. It's just a
They actually
card.
send
that
you
you
coins,
buy.
like a little bag. Like some guy just shows up, like wearing a cassock, and has a big staff and just knocks on your door. And you send it with a big brown stack.
They mail you 75,000 coins, and each one has a 30-digit serial number that you have to enter.
Oh my God.
No, I'm kidding. It would be ridiculous. It'd be awesome. You sit there and type them in. All right. Got a letter wrong. We'll figure out which one. Number 8. InSassy AC adapter power supply for the Xbox One.
Drink.
Not a game. Drink. Folks, we don't come up with this list. So,
We
you
don't.
know, it's what you people are buying. That's
You.
really what it is. You only have yourselves to blame that you're not buying video games and you're buying Tinker Toys and Lego people and virtual coins. This is what's on the list. Can't help it. Gaming is over. It's just been like ruined by
Corporate greed.
plastic toys that you can plug into a game.
Forever unclean.
It's just ridiculous. Number 7, the Lego Dimensions Starter Pack for the PlayStation 3. That comes with the game. Number 6, up 77% this week, the GameCube Memory Card 251. That's totally not a game and super
Great.
old. And not even cheap. It's $16. Number 5, NBA 2K16 75,000 VC for the PlayStation 4. Virtual coins. Just drink.
Drink.
Don't even put the bottle down. That's what I would suggest. Number 4, Warner Home Video Games Lego Dimension Harry Potter or something. I'm not sure what this is, but it's not a game. So just drink.
Drink.
Oh, it's Portal 2. Portal 2. But it's not the game. It's just action figures. Okay, that's it for the drinking.
Just action figures.
Number 3, Batman Arkham Knight for the Xbox One is up 114% this week for some reason. God bless you.
Hey,
Number 2, up 181% this week, is Star Wars The Old Republic. It's like all the expansions and everything for $40. So I guess that's a good deal if you're into that. And number 1 this week, up 5,804%,
Dear
is
God.
The Walking Dead Season 2 for the PlayStation Vita. $7. So a Vita game is number 1 this week. My God, hell is frozen over. All right, and games coming out this week. There's not enough here to go into the whole rules on this one, so I'll just say them. On Tuesday, we have Dungeon Defenders 2, Grand Ages Medieval, Overlord Fellowship of Evil, and Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5. Jedi, you going to get that Pro Skater 5 game?
Yeah.
which we all know is more than the 5th one.
It's only we're only on the 5th one? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. This should be like number 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they had that one with the board that you ride on, right? What was that? That was like
Wasn't there like Tony Hawk Street or something like that?
yeah, street or something. Yeah. And you had to like stand on that fake skateboard. and ride it around. And that's like you just, I mean, maybe if it's winter, I don't know. You would just get a skateboard if you're going to do that.
Right.
Just go out and ride around.
Well, for yourself, for real.
I don't really see a lot of kids skateboarding anymore.
Nah. Breaker.
I don't think it's gone away or anything. I just don't see it. Like I drive down the road, I don't see kids on skateboards. I did see some kids on bikes today. That was weird. You don't see that either. Wednesday, Armacrog, and it's ARM, ARM, the letter I, then KROG, Armacrog,
Okay.
and Tokyo Xanadu. That's it for the week. I guess Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 5 and Overlord Fellowship of Evil are the only ones. I don't know. Dungeon Defenders 2, Grand Age.
I never even finished the first Overlord game, although I really liked it. It's just I never got there.
Yeah. Steam Top 10. Number 10 is Fallout 4. Number 9 is Rocket League. Number 8 is Ark Survival Evolved. Number 7 is Dying Light. Number 6 is Soma. Number 5 is Cities Skylines After Dark. Number 4 is Grand Theft Auto 5. Number 3 is Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Number 2 is Counter-Strike Global Offensive. And number 1 is Elite Dangerous. So, Brian, how was your week?
Weird. I didn't have a cell phone all week.
Is that still the case?
All
It
right.
is still the case, and I don't miss it even slightly.
I
Right.
did text you once.
Until I need to make a phone call, look something up, pretty much anything that you have a cell phone for.
Yeah.
I felt like I had my iTunes working again, thank God, because I was driving around listening to stuff. I had my old iPod, and which is okay. It's just, I like having some control over my shit I'm listening to. Otherwise, I've tried to begin the process that would allow me to renew my license, and I called the fingerprinting place you have to go to, part of Homeland Security, which basically means, somebody's getting a lot of money just to basically say, okay, this guy's good, and then I'm sure they take our shit and throw it right out. And so I went to their website, and their website is not a website. It's like one of those, Ask or Google, Yeah, I'm just like, what the fuck, man? I'm like,
Yahoo Answers.
Yeah, I'm like, I went to your website, and I'm trying to fill out the application on, online. And I don't want to call them up, because I'm thinking I might be able to spoof my way through. They're like, well, where were you born? And then if they look like you weren't born there, where you motherfucker, you're gonna, we're coming. So I went to that, and then I went to look up, well, who do I contact about actually getting, besides the people downtown and stuff, like the people I sent the information to and my money. I'm like, well, what's their? Let me just take a look at their webpage, and it's like, nope, it doesn't work. And I'm guessing it has more to do with our internet out here being a little bit fucked up, because it's sort of hit and miss sometimes. But I'm thinking, please don't tell me I sent all that shit to some bullshit company, because I'll be like, oh my god. So I got like 2 weeks left to try to get my license together, which mostly just consists of me getting fingerprinted and then going and taking the hazmat test, and then I can get my license. It's just, I got to do one and then get the other, and it's just becoming a pain in my ass. All this for the glory of driving a truck, and then I'm on vacation next week. So if things go sour this week, then next week I'll have to just haul ass around. And that's like Oz is like, are you going to go Saturday to Cinnamon Oyster? I'm like, no. I'm like, I got to save my money, dude. I mean, I got to pay. Paying for our license is not cheap. Every time I renew, it's a couple $100, and I have to go down to Akron to get fingerprinted, then come back. I mean, I got to bounce around lots of that's gas money right there, paying off all my bills. Wasteland's coming up, like I'm doing Friday. That's it. It's like, dude, come on, I'll throw you a couple of bucks. I'm like, no, man, I got to clean the mess up after everybody leaves. No fucking way. One night's enough. So
when you go on Friday?
Yeah. It looks like in fact, so far I've seen everybody I know is going on Friday. That is planning to attend.
All right, then I guess I gotta go.
So I don't know,
I gotta be in the right frame of mind.
You never show up in the right frame of mind,
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
which is kind of funny.
Right.
Otherwise, I started playing that app game I mentioned it last week. I think Warhammer 40,000 Armageddon, which is a fun little tactical game if you can keep it from crashing. So I'm hoping that they actually figure that out, because you're sitting there setting up your armies to take on the orcs or whatever, and all of a sudden it just shuts off, and then you have to go right back and start it all over again. I'm like, okay, somebody didn't work out all the bugs. And then Kevin, you gave me the one code for Vermintide,
Right.
which is the pre-release. When I heard that was like one of the #1 games at E3, and I don't doubt it. The graphics look great. It's PvP, I think, and it's totally, I think, first person. Swords and sorcery type of deal, so that looks like it'll be a lot of fun. Because I did play on Steam the other version that they had out, more of a tactical kind of game, but totally PvP. And the graphics for that game were incredible too. I don't have it up in front of me, so don't ask. I don't know. And then for some odd reason, like I would play an Elder Scroll Online, and they just released like their first expansion, which was kind of nice. They're always like dropping new shit, but they do it in drips and drabs. They don't crush you, and they actually give you here, you want this expansion, you don't have to wait 12 hours for it to download or whatever. And all of a sudden, like yesterday, for no clear reason I could think of, I'm like, I haven't played fucking Fable 2. Not that I ever fucking finished Fable 3. And I loved Fable 2. I'm like, I'm just going to play this. So I just tossed it on already halfway through it. I'm just like, the fuck? I'm so stupid. I have all these games. I have not finished it. I'm like on the cusp of defeating or losing or whatever. And I'm like, nah, I'm going to play this game that came out in 2008.
I like Fable 2. Fable 3, though, I never played that one.
I liked Fable 3 to some, a little bit, but I didn't like it as much. I like the story in Fable 2. I thought it was a lot better. Fable 3 is like... Fable 3, I like what they do with it. The action, the combat's pretty good, but then they kind of throw a zinger at you. And unfortunately, if you want to make money, like in Fable 2, if you remember in the beginning, you could do like some blacksmithing shit or cutting wood, and you make money that way. It's a time sink. And in Fable 3, there's way too much to that. There's a lot of good quests, but then they kind of fuck it up with all the running around shit. Like here, you want to be a performer, you can sit there and like play music and stuff, which was kind of cool at first, but it got really repetitive, and I didn't enjoy that at all. So,
right on. Okay, Don, how was your week?
Now you got me thinking. I was listening to Brian. I wasn't even thinking about myself.
That's right, as is right and proper.
No, nothing. Same old shit. I went out and I bought. I decided. This is video game related. I guess I can talk about this. I decided to. I've always been interested with the Assassin's Creed series.
Yeah, same here. I've never played it.
Never played it, but I've always seen it. I've always been like, it looks like it's pretty cool. So after a couple trips to GameStop, creeping everybody out, staring at the same things, trying to figure out which one's first, which one's second. I would go online and stuff, figure out which one's which, And then I was like, all right, I'll just buy this one. You know me, $8. I'll take it.
Yeah.
And I brought it home and I started playing it. And I as with all new games, you gotta learn how to play it. It's like, yeah, we can tell you what button does what, but you gotta remember everything and figure out how it all works together. And yeah, I was having a real hard time. This guy, I would get to the top of a building, I would push a button, he would just jump off. And it's just damn.
I had the same problem, dude.
Right. And then he would like land right in the middle of a bunch of bad guys, and they're like, fight! And it's like, I don't know how to fight. I don't even know what I'm doing. So I tried playing it for a little bit, shut it off when it just started playing other stuff, and then the other day I came back to it. So I'll put it in and we'll give it a shot here. I'll make it work, And no, took it back out, and I haven't played it. The game's messed up, man. The game's weird.
It's just
I played for like the first 10 seconds. I'm like, that's it. I couldn't figure. I'm like, I'm gonna have to sit down and play it, and I didn't.
That's what I did is I sat here and I tried to figure it out. Like, okay, take your time, figure out what buttons do what, and no, still didn't work. Still nothing. So I pulled that out and I went and bought a new Madden.
Jeez.
Not new Madden, not like Madden 16.
I was gonna say.
When I say new Madden, it means like 2 years ago, which is newer than the one I have and new to me.
What year was it? You said?
I got 25 Madden 20, the 25th anniversary one.
Oh,
so,
okay.
So basically 2014.
cool. Don't feel bad about that Assassin's Creed. That game is not easy to play.
Exactly. Well, I don't feel bad about it. It just sucks I could have used that money for a sandwich.
I think it was. I think it was like that first game to introduce the parkour mechanics where you like run along the wall and everything, but it never got any better. Like they never figured out how to make it better. So other games now do that kind of stuff way better than Assassin's Creed does. And Assassin's Creed is just like what you said. It feels like, remember when you first played Tomb Raider, the very first one, and she's like moving like in little like chess piece style ways. That's like how this game feels. It feels like it was a good idea, but they just didn't implement it very well.
Yeah, it's like you're hitting all the buttons. You're like you hit the button, but it doesn't do it right because you don't hold it or you're not hitting it enough. Or
it's one of those games you really got to be fully awake to play, because I know what you're talking about. Because that Shadow over Mordor is pretty much Assassin's Creed and Lord of the Rings, and trying to play it, and if you're not totally there in the moment with this great memory of everything you can do.
Right.
And that was really bad because in Shadow of Mordor you could totally kick the shit out of an orc, but he'll get back up if you don't finish him. It's like, dude, I want to do this stuff.
He's like, I remember you. He's like 5 times harder than he was. He's pissed and he's been lifting.
Super pissed off.
Your ass. Yeah. Okay. Did you play that game on the computer with mouse and keyboard?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Because you need to use 2 hands and a foot.
Yeah. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt, Don. Sorry.
Oh, that's it. That's all I had. At least somebody was paying attention.
All right, Jedi, tell us what's been going on with you.
Not a lot. I mean, I think if anybody follows me on Facebook, they can pretty much track my entire life, which isn't very exciting.
You out in the desert and men with beards.
Yeah. My beard is a lot shorter than it was last time this year. Working in sales, which is pretty fun. Got a new car for it, which is cool. And been playing a lot of Destiny, and I've been playing that and the new Metal Gear, which are both really good. But yeah, other than that, man, I've just been marking off the days on my calendar for the new Star Wars movie. That is the most exciting thing that I've got to look forward to in my life. But filling all that with work and video games.
Okay. Larry? Larry's still here? Larry fall asleep?
Maybe.
I don't
Am I
know.
still here? Sometimes I'm not even here. I don't know who's here.
Like last week, I just listened to your last week's show.
No, Larry's gone. He's not here.
He said, "Fuck this, I'm done." Too much Oktoberfest for you guys to.
I don't think he said anything the entire time he was on, so I don't know what
Yeah.
happened.
Good question. Since Larry is gone, I have a question for you.
Okay.
The group
Can't say
of
when he's here.
the group of people you run that are in your circles. If you showed up to like a Midwest Wasteland or something, and you brought like a craft beer, like a local brewery beer, would they just look at you weird? Like, are you only supposed to bring PBR?
No, they don't. No. Nobody cares.
As long as you bring beer, you're all right.
These people are drinking. That's all they're caring about.
You guys tried that? Not Your Father's root beer. You have that out there?
I have, yeah. It's good.
It's really good, right?
Yeah. Get totally drunk on that if I want.
Some people are too cool for it. They think, IPAs are nothing else. I can't stand IPAs. So talk crap about the root beer. That's it. That's all I had. I was curious about.
Larry, how was your week now that you're back?
Yeah, is Google acting shitty for anybody else?
Yeah, it's been really weird all damn day, dude.
Like I had to 3 times tell it to allow me to connect, and then it connected, and then it kicked me out just now because of authentication issues.
Yeah.
So anyway, well, this week is fabulous because life is fabulous because every day in the life of Larry Mack is fabulous. Kind of low key this week, working, eating way too much. I'm just giant and fat right now, and I need to do something about that because it's completely retarded again. Not a whole lot this week. Saturday, went out with my friends from work for a cornhole tournament up at the Park Tavern. But since all of 2 teams signed up, they're like, yeah, there's no cornhole tournament. So instead it was Oktoberfest. And we sat out on the patio drinking beers and singing German songs and playing cornhole anyway. and it made for an early night because we got up there and expecting to be doing stuff. So we started drinking about 2:30. Kevin was kind enough to come join us for a bit.
We won a cornhole. You lost.
Yeah.
Because you guys had matching shirts.
Yeah. We did have matching shirt. Well, Allison and I had matching shirts because since the three of us are the wolf pack from The Hangover, when we signed up, I said, well, since it's just me and Allison, we're going to be Alan and Stu. And I found a couple of those T-shirts that Alan wore in The Hangover and ordered them for us because that's the sort of lame, goofy crap I do. Then Kevin left because it was, I don't know, getting dark or something. And it's past his bedtime. Stuck around for a little more, sang some more German songs, and then went home because Cindy got back from moving out some stuff out of her dad's house. Hung out with her, ordered some vittles, and chilled out. And then today watched the Browns fuck up another game. Watched my fantasy football team
Crush. I'm crushing.
Who is currently winless after 2 weeks, but all day long I was absolutely just devastating the team I'm playing, who, according to the NFL fantasy site, I was projected to lose the game, but I just was beating their ass all day, and then the friggin' Cardinals defense scored 33 points for him. So all of a sudden, I'm up by 16 points still, and it comes down to tonight's game. He has Peyton Manning, I have Calvin Johnson, so I like my odds because he has to outscore me by 16. So, because he got, he had the crazy defense, but Cam Newton and Greg Olsen both had monster games for me. So hopefully I'll be getting my first win. And for this week, that would be just about it. Oh, in actual gaming news, though, I am currently at level 1,206 on the Candy Crush Saga, and I did finally get back into Lord of the Rings Online because I have to do all the stuff because I'm going to be switching servers because mine is one of the servers that they are shutting down by the end of the year. So the cool thing is they give you a cute little gift pack and a new title so that whenever I transfer to the other world, if anybody is interested, I will probably be going to Crick Hollow. I can give myself the title Larry Mack of Firefoot. So yeah, so I can get all melancholy and sad whenever I see my name on the screen and remember the good old days on the Firefoot server. So there you go.
Okay. Saturday, I was going to do the manly thing, change my own oil.
Not that hard.
So I got the jack out of the car. I've changed tires before. So, and I watched a little video online to make sure I could actually reach my oil pan and oil filter because, modern cars today, who knows? I know that one car, you had to open up the wheel well in order to change the headlight light. So that made me check a video on it. But anyway, I jacked the car up, and first thing I realized is that getting underneath a car on the cement without one of those little wheelie things is really hard. It's just like you're doing a weird shuffle with your shoulders to try to scoot yourself, without tearing. I don't know. It's terrible. And the car is an inch from my face, which is great for my claustrophobia. With that crappy flat tire jack going, looking like it's gonna go at any moment. So I got it took me a while to find the right bit for the bolt on the oil pan. I couldn't get it. I could not get enough elbow on it because the car was too low to the ground, so I couldn't like pull down. Plus, I didn't want to pull the car off the jack, but I couldn't get enough on it. So then I got
Didn't
my
your robots
drill.
just go over and lift it up?
What's that?
Didn't your robots just go pick it up?
Yeah, I'm seriously considering about buying a lift, so I don't have this problem anymore. So then I got my drill, which I got a really good drill, and I put the bit on there, and I put it on maximum torque, and I leaned it against the car so it wouldn't rip my arm off.
Okay,
when
you're
it couldn't,
going already.
couldn't get the bolt off. No, it just was like, it just couldn't do it. It could not undo that thing. And I'm just like, they gotta have used one of those NASCAR, onto the thing,
Yeah.
or because it's impossible. So I didn't know what else to do. I don't have the resources like other people do to call over like Frank or something to come by and be like, yeah, let me get the air gun, and fix it. I got nobody. I had nobody. Cease
could have just picked up the car and held it while you changed the oil.
Yeah, Cease maybe, but listen, he's not volunteering to go help somebody do something horrible, like climb underneath a car and undo a bolt. Like, he's got his own problems. So,
Playing with fire.
And it's also just ridiculous. I can't be like, hey, can you come over and help me undo a bolt on my car? Like, you'd be like, are you serious? It's just
exactly what he would sound like, too. So,
I give up. I got 5 quarts of oil that I'm going to get this. Like, I'm seriously gonna buy a lift or something, but I'm gonna get this so I can do this myself because I feel like it's just a man thing. Like, I should be able to change my own oil. I know how to do it. I just can't get that bolt off, and I don't feel that safe with my jack. I need like one of those floor jacks and like those steel things that you can put underneath the frame in case the car falls.
Is yours one of those jacks that it's like 3 pieces in your trunk and you have to put them together?
Yes.
And it's made out of like aluminum?
Well, yeah, you got to like turn the thing. You got to, rather than
you're like somebody replaced my jack with a toy.
Yeah. I ain't climbing under a car held up by one of those either.
Right, that's what I was
it's
doing.
great if I'm changing my tire, but if I have to get under there, fuck that.
That's what so I mean, it wasn't helping me. I was feeling I didn't feel good after that. And then Larry asked me to go to the bar, so then I was like, all right, I'll go to the bar, So we went there, and I didn't realize that Larry and his friends had already drank half the liquor at the bar, though. They were all really, really, they were just going. The 2 girls were just fighting or something, and Larry and it was just, they're all having a great time, and I was like, I'm way behind. I don't even know. I had 1 beer, and then we played cornhole, and then the entire time there was this ragingly loud Oktoberfest band just playing saxophone, which reminded me of Brian when I was a kid, and accordion and stuff, and they were all up dancing. I give them credit. All of them were up off the table dancing to the German music, and I was just like, I gotta go, man. It's hot. I don't feel so well. I gotta get out of here. It's just I didn't feel well. I didn't. And then I went home, and then I had like heat stroke or something hit me, and
yeah, because I talked to Joe. Joe goes, your brother, he's not coming. I'm like, what? He goes, he's had some kind of fucking episode. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it was weird. I just felt.
Go?
No, I got really hot.
Nobody went except for me and Joe. I mean, pretty much, and Tilsner, and that was it.
This happens to me sometimes when I get like I don't know, like stress or something. It's like when I went to Wasteland last time and I started sweating, and Oz was like, "Why are you sweating?" And it's like I have this like menopause, like I'm having a hot flash or something.
Yeah, I get those.
Just don't feel well when that's going on, and so I wanted to go, but just couldn't get it together, so I didn't end up going. Which sucks because I really wanted to
show up either, so don't worry about it.
And I told people to go, like Mike though and shit, and it's not there. So hopefully he'll show up on Tuesday for Speed Quiz, which will be the last Speed Quiz ever at Dina's. Will be Tuesday, and they're replacing it with an open mic night. Don, so do your comedy.
Nope.
And you might win money. I don't know. Maybe there's a prize. What if you could win cash? Would you do it for cash?
The world doesn't deserve it.
Because if you could win money, you know.
The root of all evil.
Because I think before you kind of did it for free, right? So now you could get, like, money.
I do it for the love of money.
Money.
The love of his art.
But anyway, yeah, so we're going to go on Tuesday for the last, and we're going to close it out. And then I don't know after that. Maybe I'll join Larry for his musical trivia if that happens or whatever, because I don't have any other trivia to go to. Sad. People don't
Well,
like
I mean, they will have. They're still, as far as I know, going to be doing the speed trivia Tuesdays at the Islander. Are
you going to go to that?
No, I'm not really a fan of the speed trivia. I didn't like it that much.
Okay. Well, I could
Now-
go to the musical thing on Thursday.
Yeah, I do like the music trivia. Well, it's not even trivia. It's name that tune, basically.
Yeah, I could try that.
That's
yeah. I don't know if I'm going to be any good at that.
That's
though.
fun.
Somebody said I watched that Bigfoot movie that Brian was confused about the ending on our chat.
Oh, actually,
know
I just
what
watched
you're
that too.
Yeah. Did you enjoy it or did you hate it? You probably hated it because you dislike everything we do.
Because I dislike every. Well, I mean, it was. I actually
We're
didn't mind
going to
it.
defend it violently, just so you understand.
No, I didn't mind it that much. I am getting a little tired of the found footage stuff.
Oh, I never get tired of it. It's great.
It had some good moments overall. I mean, I didn't think it was terrible. I didn't think it was great. It was like okay. You know, I thought our new friend in the on the Twitches is talking about the 40 minutes of it taking place in a tent. The tent scene, very, very suspenseful, very gripping. It was a highlight of the film that dragged on for way too long.
Agreed.
Because there was literally 10 minutes of you looking at them being really quiet, whispering to each other on the screen. And you're like, okay, like the first 5 minutes of this, I was into it. This is tense. Finally something's happening. This is fucked up. And then you're like, now something else needs to happen. and it just doesn't for like another 10 minutes.
You did it like where Jason Voorhees goes into the tent and grabs the guy with the sleeping bag and then beats them against the tree. That would have been good. Bigfoot.
Yeah, like that would have worked.
Can you really do a Bigfoot movie that's serious and show Bigfoot? Because Bigfoot looks ridiculous, right?
There have been decent ones. I posted way back, like the absolute worst Bigfoot because it looked like one of those like crazy gorilla costumes you would rent for like a kid's party.
Look like what's his face
with like the
$6
big
million
googly
man.
eyes and stuff, and I'm like, seriously, that's what they came up with? But I mean, you can make it decent.
Andre the Giant.
Yeah,
I've never really seen it.
there you go. There you go. Andre the Giant in the $6 Million Man. Terrifying Bigfoot.
$6 million. Yeah. Okay.
Before moving on, though, we would be remiss, since we mentioned it a couple weeks ago, if we did not once again send thoughts and prayers to our friend Jim Kanya, who had a setback in his recovery today.
He what?
He what?
He had a setback.
Oh.
He apparently had another stroke in the hospital.
Oh, Christ.
Fuck that.
That's bullshit.
And they say the next 48 hours are going to be telling as far as how much damage and
I was
how
totally,
much
I was totally
recovery
prepared
you
to
can expect.
I totally prepared to like go in with another movie. You know, like there's this other movie I thought was really like a horror intense, and then Larry just totally threw that out there. Like, all right.
Larry just buried the show.
Yeah. That's nothing I can talk about. It's not gonna sound trite. You know, it's like gonna take my shit and shut up now. Thanks, man.
But you want to know a movie I was watching with Kanya? There you go. There's your segue.
Yeah. There's a movie I downloaded off of iTunes. It looked interesting, called Hidden, which is not to be confused with that very great movie with Kyle MacLachlan, The Hidden. This movie it had a twist. I was kind of surprised. But the premise is that there's a family, father, mother, daughter, in a bomb shelter, and they're very vague about, they don't tell you, like they show little clips, throughout showing you what happened that put them down into this bomb shelter, but they didn't make it so vague that you're just like, totally bored to death with the whole thing. But the creep factor I thought was exceptionally well done. But I mean, don't get me wrong. It is one of those movies where a lot of it is going to be within one of 3 rooms, but a lot of it also has them looking up because they're kind of afraid of what the hell it is that's out there possibly hunting them. And when they try to act like they're afraid, they're not like, oh, there's bad guys. We should go out there and investigate. You know, not that dumb shit. They're actually like, all right, we're totally not doing that shit. We're gonna fucking be quiet because we don't want to fucking end up dead. I'm like going, God damn, this is well done. So. Yeah, that's right. Badoom. To you too.
Okay. We got just a little bit of news and we got some emails and we'll wrap it up. So, if you've managed to clear all of Bloodborne's challenges, and I do mean all of them, you might be in luck. Players with a platinum trophy for the game, those in the UK anyway, are reportedly receiving emails from Sony that contains a code for a unique PlayStation 4 theme, which might be spiffy too. Earning a platinum on Bloodborne is no small feat. Heck, just completing the thing is its own endurance trial. All right, this isn't what I thought it was going to be. Never mind. The article said that... Okay, never mind. Oculus exec warns uptake may be slow. Kind of goes with what I said on the Video Game News webpage or Facebook page this week. In an on-stage appearance at yesterday's Oculus Connect keynote, Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg warned that virtual reality might grow slowly at first. It was a sentiment echoed by Oculus Vice President of Product Nate Mitchell in an interview with Gamasutra published today.
Gamasutra
is convinced of VR's potential to change the world. Mitchell said history has shown that new technology generally doesn't do that overnight. Quote, at the end of the day, I think that if you look at many of the most successful consumer hardware products of all time, most of them sold in the very low millions of units in their first year. Especially new product categories, things like Kindle and iPod. They sold in the hundreds of thousands in their first generation, Mitchell said. The 2 big challenges that Mitchell said most needed to be addressed were content and price. While people might have their minds blown by an impressive VR demo, they still need good content to justify investing in the tech and have it as a permanent fixture in their homes. To start with, Mitchell expects that content to come from small developers and indies interested in the possibilities of VR and able to take risks that larger counterparts can't. If we can sell enough that developers start being successful and they can reinvest in the system, we can start the cycle and kickstart the chicken and egg problem. I think we can make this thing into a thriving ecosystem. If enough small developers give people a reason to buy the system, then there may be an installed base big enough to justify the larger players investing in VR games and content at the multi-billion-dollar level. Oculus can help make that happen working from 2 directions. First, it can promote developers making VR-specific games and fostering innovation in the community. Second, it can make the hardware increasingly affordable over time. Price is going to be one of the biggest barriers to entry. It's just not going to be some insane console launch. But if we can build this thing year over year and keep growing the community and the ecosystem, then we can make VR that changes the world. Yeah, I'm not buying it. I mean, you gotta decide which one's going to be the one, and yeah, price. I mean, Sony at least with theirs, even though they have a terrible, terrible track record of supporting add-on hardware, at least theirs only requires PlayStation 4. Like, you already have PlayStation 4, so you just buy this headset. With Oculus, you got to have a pretty decent PC, and my guess is that, 2 years later, they're going to be like, now Oculus 2, raise your specs, get more, buy. It's just endless, consumerism. Where Sony's kind of locked into the PlayStation 4 for years and years. So you might get a little out of it so long as, they support it. People, write things for it. Because if it's just, Candy Crush in 3D, I'm not going to buy it.
That would be epic. It would be glorious.
Oh my God.
I would never leave my house or put on pants.
How come nobody sells Candy Crush candy? Like, there should just be a bag filled with all of the candy from the Candy Crush game.
Oh my God.
You're working on it.
Jelly.
Okay, well, I'm sure King will get to work on that now. They're going to totally steal the idea, make a few extra billion on it.
All right, emails.
Emails.
Antonio writes to
Hey, just so everybody knows, there's an eclipse starting right now.
King Diamond Larry at VideoGameNews.com. Eclipse. Over Cleveland? There's no sun.
No, the
Lunar.
lunar.
Oh.
No moon either.
It's a blood moon.
Hello, Don and crew.
Hello.
It's funny listening to the old VGNs. It's funny to hear Larry roller coaster of life as it starts out with him being somewhat happy, then an inch away from living in Kevin's closet, to him presently enjoying his weekends on the beach. Don's is still pretty much the same without him battling the chupacabra in the barn every weekend.
Right.
Brian is, well, Brian, and Kevin almost completing his robot army that will soon be all hell-bent on destruction. Anyway, it's as long as email, but it's been one hell of a ride listening to you guys. I started listening by putting your show on my burned CDs. Laugh out loud, peace. And now I'm going to kill myself. No.
You know. Yeah, that sounded sort of, down. Like it's been a wild ride with you guys, and
Yeah, I know. I was kind of wondering, like, that's what you said at the end.
hang in there with us, man. Life is wonderful. It's to be
No,
treasured.
kill yourself and record it so we can hear it.
Oh, my God. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Eric wrote to Mango. What is this? Mangoes are gross at VideoGameNews.com.
You're insane.
Says, I think I
Not
had
as
my
gross
most.
as beats.
I think I had my most recent Yoo-hoo about 35 years ago. Tell Don I'm about 5 weeks behind on Tumbling with Tumbleweed.
How long?
5 weeks.
That's not bad.
It's average.
Yeah, that's. There's nothing wrong with that. You're not missing anything current.
Sly Cooper writes into Token Gay Listener at VideoGameNews.com. He says, "Hey, Don and crew, what is the funniest thing that actually made you laugh out loud during a video game?"
Jesus Christ, I have no idea.
I really like the one part in Portal where the guy, I don't know if it was Portal 1 or Portal 2, but the guy was talking about how they were about to do experiments with, like, I forget how it is, but it's like cross-breeding humans with lizard men, and then, like, later in the game they're like, now you have to, like, help us defend ourselves from the lizard men taking over, or whatever it was. But it was just such great timing. It was so funny to me. You know, it sounds like a normal scientist thing, and then all of a sudden there's just like an army's run amok. It didn't actually happen in the game. It was just dialogue. Yeah. Anybody got anything that they remember from a video game that's funny?
Probably
Brian
Dragon
likes the
Age.
Brian likes the Bard's Tale. What's in Dragon Age?
Bard's Tale was pretty good, but Dragon Age had the ones where I actually did laugh my head off when, especially anything that had to do with it. Who's that? The great big dude that you had?
Sten, right?
Yeah, anything that had to do with Sten. He had like the most driest one fucking. He
So
walked
about everything. Yeah.
to that dwarvish bar and looked around and goes, "Is this some sort of ritual suicide?" I was like, "That's awesome." I don't know, man. That and when what's his face, he's telling people like, Alistair was like, "So you just sat there in a cage all the time? You didn't do anything at all?" I was like, "Well, occasionally passers-by would come by, and I would riddle them, and if they got it right, I would give them treasure." And he's like, "Really?" He's like, "No." No, I sat in the cage. What do you think I did? So I think that game had a lot of really decent one-liners, but that's off the cuff. I can't think of anything else.
How about House of the Dead 2? The voice acting with the one chick. Don't come.
Oh, God, yeah. Just about any type of Resident Evil type of conversation, you're going to be like, going, what?
I was going to say, I don't know if this counts, but we all made Corber play Resident Evil 2. and we all sat in the room while he was playing it, and then we all stopped. I was like, all right, everybody watch. He's going to get scared. And we all sat and watched. We all got quiet, and we're just sitting there staring at him. He's like, what's the matter? And all of a sudden, this thing jumped out. He pretty much like peed his pants. We all laughed. It was funny. I don't know if that's the same. I don't think that counts, though. You know?
It's hard to remember something specific.
Right.
All right. This one's from, oh yeah, and he says, for me, it was when I was playing a demo of Return to Castle Wolfenstein on the multiplayer portion of the game. It was one of the first M-rated games I'd ever played. However, I was playing it in secret, well after midnight, because my parents absolutely did not want me to play violent video games at my age. I was playing online, and then another player killed me with a flamethrower, and my character exploded into a bunch of meat chunks. It was the first time I had ever seen any kind of gore like that in a game, and I started laughing so hard that I had fallen back in the chair I was sitting in and made a really loud bang. I quickly hit the power button on the PC and ran to my bedroom as I heard my parents starting to open their door to investigate. Jeez. I can relate to that, though.
Right.
Growing up. Yeah.
Growing up in that generation, we would have the same thing if we could have afforded a computer. Also, Kevin, are you going to have background music to the show anytime soon? Show seems a little too quiet without it. Here's the thing.
Here is the thing.
The way I rip the show, as I rip it off of YouTube, with just a web tool that rips the audio off of the show, because that's how I have to record it. And that works really well. The reason I do that is because that's what feeds out from this Google Hangouts. So everybody's voice is pretty even, you know. And if I record it locally, my voice is like way louder than everybody else's. And I can levelize it like I used to and everything, but it's still a problem where it's kind of nice right now just going on the video and ripping the video or the audio out. Now, the reason I say that is if I play music in the background, some people have rights to that music, and they actually mute the entire audio of the show or parts of the show where that song is playing. So then I'm fucked, because then I can't rip the audio out and I can't get a copy of the audio. Now the other thing is we do run it out to Twitch, but Twitch has been not so good lately. It's been failing. But if I could figure out a way to rip the audio out from the Twitch, then maybe I would add music back into the show again. Or if I could figure out a way to like get an archive off of Google Hangouts and then rip it that way or something, I'll investigate it more, because I know what you're saying. I kind of like the background music too, but it's just a problem with YouTube and their weird licensing where they completely mute out your music when you're you know, infringing.
You can't play Turnbuckle or something?
Yeah, you could play that, but
Nobody would want to hear it.
how many times you want to hear it though? You know, you'd be like really tired.
They could be like the official house band of BGN.
There is two
Let's
CDs.
get a brass section so they're playing in the background.
Yeah, they would be our Max Weinberger.
Oh, two CDs. I guess I should.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I do realize it's a problem though. I'll look into seeing if I can figure something out.
Put Don's old Sabotage CDs on. That he sold to
And
you.
finally, Noble writes into that Twinkie stunt was an inside job at VideoGameNews.com. I don't know what that is. And he says, "Hey guys, Noble here. Will you ever do quick game reviews on this show like you used to do on Metaspective? I know Brian does reviews on occasion when he describes his week of torment, but I always enjoyed when one of you would do one on your sister show. I'm mostly asking because the drunken review by Jason and the subsequent mocking was hilarious."
If you like it, buy it.
Yeah. You like it?
How about the mocking of Kevin's continued worse use of the word subsequent?
Subsequent. What did I say?
Subsequent.
Subsequent.
Dude, that toy rolled right over me too. I was like, okay.
Well, that's the epitome of Kevin's language.
Right. That's just how I talk. People should get points for like putting words in that I say wrong.
Drink. I'm
He
drinking.
said, if you like it, buy it. Noble. No, we're not going to do reviews because people have said that they're boring and it makes a show too long. We kind of got it locked at an hour. That's kind of like where we want to keep it.
And we
read
usually
news, we read
reviews of
emails,
games that were 15 years old.
and everybody gets time for their own little segment where I ask, what'd you do this week? So if somebody was playing a game and wants to tell us about that game, they can do it there. So everybody's, it's up to everybody's discretion. I mean, I think at this point everybody knows I really liked Witcher 3, and then I'm playing Skyrim. Don's playing Madden, I guess. He didn't get on with Assassin's Creed. We don't know what Larry does. I don't think Larry has time to play video games.
I'm still playing Grand Theft Auto 5 half the time.
Yeah.
I ain't got money for new games.
But Larry does chime in on his Candy Crush scores.
And Lord of the Rings this week.
Yeah. Jedi, are you playing anything?
Yeah, I'm playing Destiny. If I would have remembered that that's where I was supposed to talk about games, I would have elaborated a little more. So, I bought Destiny a year ago. Didn't you? You bought it too, didn't you, Kevin? You gave
Yeah,
up
I
on it?
have it. I played it, but I never really understood what the hell I'm doing in that game.
It's not that hard. You shoot things.
But it seems like every time I play, I'm playing the same board over and over again.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
playing Dota.
They fixed it though. They fixed it. If you buy the Taken King, which is expensive, it's $40. It's good though. It's really good. They fixed a lot of the crap that was wrong with it. I don't know how far you got into it, but at a certain point your level capped at 20. Then you had to get a bunch of equipment in order to push your level higher, and that was getting to the point of being impossible. You could run entire raids or do other things and not get anything for it. And they fixed all that. So I've been playing that a lot. And you guys talked a little bit about Metal Gear 5 last week and how much you hated it. But yeah, this game is a lot different than the other Metal Gears. It's way easier to play, first of all, and second of all, the story is almost non-existent, which for me, as a Metal Gear fan, kind of is a bummer. But for Kevin and Don, especially, even though I know Don won't play it. Well, no, Don, you might play it because it's out on PS3. You might get it if you see it for cheap sometime. You should pick it up. But yeah, the game is great. Other than that, it's all just waiting for Fallout 4 because once that game comes out, my life's over. It's just going to be playing that forever.
I don't blame you. I got mine already pre-ordered. Please. What is that? That's November, right? Hopefully.
Yeah, November 4th or something? I can't remember.
So far, I haven't heard anything about it. No, we meant to delay the release. I'm like, oh, fuck you. Again.
Jedi, you're not playing Star Wars Battlefront?
Oh, yeah, I'll be playing that. They got the beta for that. For anyone, by the way, that's a free beta, I think, coming out next week, 8th.
Yeah, I have that and Fallout pre-ordered, so I have a month of that to play, and then Fallout, or however the two drop. It's going to be a bit of a problem. But.
Right. I can't play The Witcher 3. I bought The Witcher 3 for my computer, but it doesn't run real well, and my controller's kind of broken, so I need to go back to that, try that. Kevin, I know you like it, even though I mocked.
Yeah, I really like it. But I played on the Xbox, not on the computer.
Don't you just get tired? Don't you think that game is just too stinking big, though? This, I don't know, man. It's so big. There's way too many things to do. I get lost in figuring out, okay, should I stop and talk to this hobo who's, stranded on the side of the road? Is he going to offer me anything? Or he's just going to be like, well, my daughter, she left me. And I'm sorry.
I just think that the missions are really well done. You're involved in things that, are constantly different and interesting. And,
it's time you have to chase around a little demon.
Well, it's just hard to explain. I like Skyrim, all right, and I liked Morrowind and everything. But Bethesda makes these missions where you have to go into 20 different towers and climb the tower and fight the guys in the tower, and it's all the game was. It's like grinding in a way. You're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
In succession, and that was the same with Skyrim. You're going through those black tunnels with the black things, and and you open up the black book and you go through the whole thing again with those guys, and it's the same monsters doing the same thing. And The Witcher 3 just like constantly mixes it up. There's just constantly something like a mission that's totally different than what you expected.
Right.
And that's because it's following books. It's following storylines that are of the books. So it has it's not concerning itself with, and you're not just playing Geralt. You switch to Ciri, so you're playing her at times, and it's, I don't know. I can't. It's just a really great game. That's all I can say about it.
I can tell it's really well put together. It just seems like one of those games where you can easily get lost in kind of the thread of what you're doing.
I totally agree. I mean, it's a huge game. You're getting your money's worth, but you are going to spend. You're going to be an old man before you get it done. I totally agree with you.
I've heard nothing but good stuff about that.
It's really good. It's just
I am eyeing it, but I'm just like, I don't know, man.
It's fun. You like it, but
You like it, buy it.
Yeah. When it's cheap, buy it when it's cheap. Get the second one and play the second one for a while. The second one's not bad, and it's a lot shorter. It's a lot shorter. Just play the second one.
Too. Yeah, I got the second one. I like the second one. Whatever.
Yeah, because then you kind of know why, like, what's going on a little bit with the storyline if you play the second one, because there's, like, sorceress that gets her eyes removed or cut out, and then you got to know why that happened and stuff. You don't need to know any of it, but when you're playing the other game, you know who people are. You'd be like, oh, okay, I know who this chick is. I know who these people are. It makes the Witcher 3 that much more fun.
Did you finish playing that Life is Strange game?
I didn't. I heard that the finale's coming up soon or something, so I need to catch up. What did you think about that?
I only played the demo, but I thought it was really good until I heard you talk about it, and you're like, yeah, she pretty much is like monologuing the entire time to herself. She's like, what is this picture doing here? I think I will pick it up.
Yes.
I noticed that my dress has a particular pattern on it, which is very fun. So it does have like weird stilted dialogue like that, but
Yeah.
I thought the game was kind of cool. The concept was kind of neat. But the thing that kills me about those games is that I hate how like they don't really have a major effect on the story. Like the Walking Dead game, right? I'm going to spoil it for anybody. Like, you can make these major decisions and these characters die, but it doesn't matter because the other character that would have died if you would have chosen to save the other person dies anyway, just in a different manner. So it doesn't actually like affect the overall arc of it. It just kind of affects how that plays out. So I didn't really like that. Oh, you know what you should play, Kevin? You should play Until Dawn because that game is right up your alley. You gotta play it, dude. It's a total cheesy like horror movie type thing, but it's got the choose your own adventure type stuff like that.
Until Dawn. Is it on Steam or what is it on?
No, it's only on PlayStation.
Okay, I'll get it.
Yeah, check it out. Even if you can Redbox it, because you'll probably beat it in like 8 hours. But that game is really good. You'll enjoy it. It's kind of the same thing.
All right, well that's it. We're way over.
Sorry, I
Check
started
out
talking.
my new heavy metal radio station. Just go to www.vgn.us or you could go to TuneIn. You can use the TuneIn app and look for VGN, and you can listen to it there. It's going to get more to it than what it has right now. But check it out and let me know what you think, because I'm getting everything polished, and then hopefully we're going to add some shows to it and stuff and make it more interesting. But let me know what you think. It should work on phones and stuff. VGN.us, and also you can use TuneIn to find it, VGN. You can also find, on TuneIn, you can find VGN itself, Video Game News. That's what you got to look for, Video Game News Radio. The podcast is on there, as well as I just got Kevin's Oblast Radio on there, too. So if you want to listen to that, listen to my latest interview with Anna from the Ukraine. You can find that on the latest Oblast. You guys got any shout-outs or anything?
Nope.
Tuesday nights at 11, I think it is.
Yeah.
I got nothing.
Okay, that's it. Good night.
Peace.